Cast with Lonzo in command. Brought to you by Compton Entertainment Chamber, across the land. News and information, straight and uncut, we deliver. Real talk every time, sharp like a sliver. Like and subscribe, stay tuned, let's time.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Lonzo. I am the editor of the Hub City Legend and the president of the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce. And something we started to do after the second half of this year, and we're going to bring you more community content. Now, you know, I do a podcast on hip hop every Tuesday, but I'm a Gemini. I got two sides, and I like both of them. I like that both of them shine. So this is my community side, folks. During the elections, we interviewed most of the candidates for mayor, a state assembly, and now we want to go back to our roots and interview people from the community who are making things happen that need some shine other than social media. Now, this lady right here was referred to me by a good friend of mine, Miss Sheila Baker. She told me she was doing an event to support teachers, and I told her we got to do a podcast, and we're gonna make you a celebrity right here in the city of Compton. How you doing, Karen?
I'm amazing. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. Now, Karen Gleen is a young lady, like I said, she was referred to me by a good friend of mine, Ms. Sheila Baker, who is an advocate for teachers. She's a teacher forever. She's still teaching in her own way, although she's been retired. She's teaching me, and she's been retired for God knows how long. Karen, now she was telling me you have an event you're putting together to honor teachers or something of that nature. Tell me about that.
So what this event is that is coming up is more of a resource space for teachers. So we previously started, that's how I met Sheila. Actually, we did just the teacher appreciate, not just, but we did solely a teacher appreciation event just to have them come out, let them know we love you, have a good time, let's eat, let's fellowship. Okay. And that was almost 10 years ago. And so we've grown it into providing resources for them because in the interim, I'm still on campus as well. And in the interim, I'm watching the teachers, especially after the pandemic, they were just burning out fast and leaving the profession. So we wanted to provide some support and resources for them. And so that's where the Urban Educators Expo was born. So we're still going to feed on them, still going to feed them, but we're going to give them some support and some things too to help them just stay encouraged and stay committed to what they love.
Okay, I'm going to write that down. Urban Educators Expo. Tell me more about that.
So I was talking to one young lady, and you know how you're on the airplane and they tell you to put your mask on first before you try to help somebody else. You need to take care of you before you can take care of others. Teachers and counselors and probation officers and social workers are always taking care of other people, much to their own detriment. Like they don't take care of themselves as well as they could. Okay. So this event is us putting that mask on first, taking care of ourselves first so we can serve and take care of the ones that are entrusted to us better.
Okay. Now, in putting on that mask, how do you do that? Tell me more about that.
So what we do is we're providing health and wellness activations for them. We have people who will be providing financial wellness. So we're looking at financial wellness, emotional wellness, social wellness, educational wellness. We're going to be providing space for them if they want to grow in their career, if they want to find a side hustle, which a lot of teachers do. If they want to work on investments and retirement income, that's that financial wellness piece. Okay. And the social and emotional wellness, we have counselors there for them because when you're in the classroom, you're the only adult there. Everybody's pulling on you. You're the life source. But where do you get your energy from? Where do you get your perspective from? We're going to provide some people there who can do that for you. And we also had masseuses there in the past who just gave them some physical support, wellness. Okay. So yeah, that's what we do.
So you got a full service operation here.
Yeah. And I was going to say, and we felt one of the things that I noticed one of the years that I've been in LA Unified for almost 30 years. Okay. And so you move around and get in different places. And I had a few people that I was currently working with, they came and they saw some people they had worked with like 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And you know how that homecoming and connection is. So I provide space for them to do that. Like I don't have it highly scheduled out because if you run into somebody you ain't seen in 10 years, y'all want to catch up. You want to say, hey. Right. So that was a blessing to me. And so I observed that and I provide a space for that as well.
Okay. Now, where is it going to take place?
The event will be taking place on August 22nd at the Carson Community Center
Okay.
from 9 a.m. to about 1-ish. I almost had to put them out last year. They didn't want to leave. They were having such a good time.
That's a good thing. Okay.
It is. It is.
That's a Friday or Saturday night?
Saturday morning,
Saturday morning. What time?
9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
9 to 1 p.m. Okay. So I guess y'all gonna have a woosah moment. You're gonna be woosah and doing some massaging and some educating of the educators, which is
Yeah.
always a good thing. Y'all gonna be doing a little partying too. Y'all be dancing and hanging out with.
I'm working on my line dance man right now.
Okay. All right, that'll work. You know, it's good to hear people care about people who care about people.
Yes.
Okay. You know, and like you said earlier, sometimes people forget that when you kids go to school, when they dropped off on the bus, somebody got to take care of them for the next six hours or sometimes even more.
Yeah.
And a lot of times teachers know kids better than parents do. And because sometimes teachers see a side of your kid that you don't see, good or bad.
Oftentimes, yeah, because
Good or bad. Okay. But then you got to deal with multiple kids doing multiple different things on multiple different occasions.
Absolutely.
That's a job within itself.
It is.
That is a job within itself. And for whatever reason, why it doesn't pay like I feel it should, if teachers have always had an issue with money. Okay, they still pay teachers once a month.
Yeah, we get paid once a month.
Why? I never understood that.
I want to be politically incorrect. Okay, so one thing is I'm not completely sure because that was the structure when I came in.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. That's just what it is. But I also think that it might be better for bookkeeping, but it's a female-dominated field. So while there are men in that profession, they're not dominating that profession.
Okay.
They love what they do. And if their life is set up so that the amount they make is cool, like then they'll stay longer. But yeah, that once a month you got to learn how to and listen. Just within the past 10 years or so, they start breaking up our check so that we get those summer months that we're off too.
Right.
So we get
Okay.
less per month, but it covers that month because when I first started, I didn't get no check in August. I got the residual from July, which was like a half a check.
Right.
August was like, figure out what you figure out. We'll see you in September. So.
Right. Yeah, that definitely makes a big adjustment. That requires a big adjustment. I never understood why teachers weren't more appreciated. Do you have any explanation for that?
You know what I have observed? Everybody looks at teachers and everyone thinks they can do our job.
Okay.
Not taking into account, we went to school for that. We were trained for that. And I think it's a labor of love for most educators. So when you do something you love and when you're loving on kids and that sort of thing, people just don't respect things that they don't see you struggling and working hard for. And I think that, again, since it's a female-dominated industry, the respect in that regard, you know what? That's not true. It used to be more highly respected when I first entered the profession. I started in '97.
Okay.
So it was a much different landscape. Even people dressed different. They had their suits and pumps and all of that. Now I'm in sweats myself because if I got to chase your kid, I'm not about to be hurt myself trying to wear some cute shoes and your kid a runner. So you know what I mean?
Okay.
So we make that adjustment, but I still think that people don't. Here's my philosophy. I think when people make things look easy, when people do things well, they make it look easy.
Right.
And so it's seamless. Like I have my class, I can look at them and, and then they calm down. Well, everybody can't do that, but we built a relationship. We have a rapport. I've set some expectations for things we do, but I'm also going to take care of you and make sure you have what you need. So when people see how you come into classes all quiet, they think the kid's good. No, I got them together.
Yeah, you got your respect in order.
Yeah, soon, because y'all not gonna stress me out.
How much has the education system changed over the past 30 years?
In my experience, it has changed tremendously and over the 30 years. But after that pandemic, that uh, whew, that pivot was really sharp because now we are able to do no, we were doing it before. They were doing virtual learning, kind of like what we're doing now, and setting up a situation where students can learn from home, be in the comfort of their home, and then engage a teacher that way. But also, I think parents are also a group of people, and I want to say this too bad on the podcast. They're gonna be looking for me. A lot of them don't respect what we do as much as they could either. And so I remember I had a difficult parent when I used to, because I worked at a continuation school initially, and the parent was just hyphy. I said, listen now, I'm at my job. I'm sure you have a job that you had to leave to get here. We're partners to help this child get what she needs to do. We don't need to be fighting. And so she thought for a minute and realized, you know what, you're right. And so it's like my mission, once I had that, because that just came to me out the blue. Sometimes I do be shooting off the
Mm.
cuff. I ain't even gonna lie. But that became my philosophy moving forward with parents. Like, we're a partnership. We have to make sure our job is to get this kid situated. And I don't think people realize that we're in the kid business.
Okay.
They think of teaching and all the things, but our mission is to make sure that we equip these children with what they need to be successful. And now you also have a group of parents and children who some parents are not sending their children to school with the same type of reverence and respect that they should be equipping them
Mm.
with. So
Okay.
if they called your house and told your mama some stuff, she looking at you like what versus no, my son didn't do that. Well,
Right.
ma'am, I watched him do it. I wouldn't call and lie to you. That don't suit me.
Right.
So it's a lot of different dynamics going on. And so that again is a part of why I did the appreciation event and why we're moving into the expo. I've watched, and one of our board members is a social worker. Same
Right.
type of situation, different setting, but the turnover rate is high. It's too stressful dealing with people who you have to fight to give resources to. You
Okay.
have to fight to give them things that they need. And so, and I've seen people whose health is taking a physical turn because you're not taking care of yourself well. I'm working a 12-hour day to make sure that these kids get what they need. I'm spending my own money. A lot of teachers are spending money out of their pockets to get what they want, the quality of education they want for their children, which no other profession does that. I had a friend who worked for Toyota Motor Corp. She never told me she had to take pens and paper to work and,
Mm.
bring her own stuff. But no other profession does that. Doctors don't have to bring their own gauze and the
Right. Right.
gowns and all that. So, and not that we have to do it, but if we don't do it to the level that we want, then things won't get done.
Okay.
With the same quality that we would want our children to have.
That makes sense. Now, you know what? It was something that always I've noticed since I became involved in more civic activities.
Hmm.
Everybody has a backpack giveaway. What is it with the backpacks for the students?
You know
Do they
what?
wear our backpacks? I never had a backpack. I
You just
had a
don't want
belt,
me to be
tied my books
politically
together,
correct.
or or old briefcase or something like that. What's up with the backpack giveaways? Is there some kind of because everybody does it. I just don't. I mean, especially in Compton, it may be 10 backpack giveaways between August and September. Help me understand that.
You just don't want me to be politically correct today. I said I'm trying to be
No,
professional.
you're talking to me now because I ain't politically correct at all. You like I ain't started cussing. I don't know you that well. So
Okay, so things get people people get excited about stuff, and no disrespect to the organizations that do. I don't have a problem with them. However, I don't I don't do pack giveaways for the very reason that you said. And then I know a lot of people who will they'll hit about 4, 5 of them.
yeah,
But
You know,
I put that on the organizations too, because a lot of times we all want to do our own thing. I'm doing my own. And instead of getting together doing a really nice one, even if you give them a backpack with the same amount of stuff, but you're working in community. And I'm just not a person, I'm not a competitive person. That's not my jam. And the other thing for me, when I'm working on programs like this one and just the mission of what we do in our organization, I want to find needs that are unmet. I'm not a person that's gonna say, Lonzo got a backpack and what he think he all that. No, I'm about to do one to make mine better. That's not me. There are some people who feel that way.
there's some people that feel that way. I'm gonna do mine like this right here. Watch this. Go ahead.
And the thing about it for me is, if you want to be a good leader, you got to learn how to be a good follower. You can't
Yeah.
always be in charge all the time. And so I don't have, and I support a lot of people's events. You might see me at some of the giveaways or whatever, or I might give them some of the stuff that we've gotten some really good donations. But I don't need my name on it, and I don't need to be powering that event, because you already doing it, honey. If I can do something to tell you, you know what, let's do this to make it better. Whether you take my advice or not, that's a different story. But if you don't take my advice, I'm not going to then say, you know what, I'm gonna do my own.
Okay.
That's
All right.
not.
Yeah, I just sit back and I watch. I watch. I'm very observant. That's what I do. I sit back and I watch and I try to figure out, try to explain to myself why we have so many backpack giveaways, why we have so many toy giveaways. Because a lot of time you see the same people in different lines. Okay. And it's almost a hustle for some folks. Okay. Let's keep it real. We're not worried about it. We're not trying to be politically correct. Let's just tell it like it is. Sometimes it's a hustle. We're going from over here, we're going over there, we're going to get everything we can because it's free, and if it's free, it's for me. So,
Have you ever asked anybody? I'm just curious. Like, they doing one yesterday. Why you doing? Because I haven't asked. That was just my observation of what I had seen.
right.
Like, why they doing them all the time like that?
No, I didn't because I just haven't yet. Because I noticed out here lately, I see a couple of people have sent me requests for a donation for backpack giveaways. I'm like, it's the same. I mean, we it's the same school district. I'm just figuring out why we just never did it as a community collective. Make one big backpack giveaway. If you missed it, you missed it. If you didn't, you didn't need one.
There you
Okay.
go. There
I
you
mean,
go.
I see, state officials do their backpacks, and local charities do their backpacks, and other churches do backpacks. I'm like, what is something in the backpacks that we missing? Is there anything? A lot of times backpacks be empty. Now,
No disrespect. I said no disrespect to anybody who does it. But one of the things, I'm a creative person and I'm outside the box. My family and friends, I'm like, oh, I had an idea. They're like, oh Lord, what this girl that came up with this time. It be some good stuff though.
okay.
But people, it's easier to just duplicate, to copy stuff. You can see like the backpacks, you can see the formula. Oh, let's reach out for people, let's ask for donations, let's do such and such. Whereas like this event that we're doing for teachers, and I'm gonna be honest, I saw another teacher supply giveaway maybe 3 years ago.
Okay.
And then I saw one that was in the Watts area. And then the other one I saw was in a whole nother state. I just saw the thing on social media. And
Okay.
so even at that, to me, like you doing the backpack, give it to the people who, because them kids gonna leave that stuff at home and the teacher's still buying stuff. I haven't seen a teacher saying, oh, you know what, after these backpack giveaways, I don't have to buy as many supplies. They still do. So what are we doing here? What are we talking about?
Okay.
I think there's a lot of ego involved, and I'm smart. I am, but I'm not arrogant, and I'm not arrogant enough to think that mine is the only one that's gonna shake. So again, like you said, I think that when you partner together and make it big, because now you can do some other things. Now you can make it an entire family fun day if 3 or 4 of us get together and do this. If y'all want to give everybody a backpack at the section, let them walk around and get 4 backpacks at the same park.
Right.
But it's this nonprofit world is interesting.
Right.
It's interesting. It at a certain point, I think people oversimplify what it is that nonprofits do and within the community, and so people jump in. And then, oh, get you a nonprofit, you can get you a grant, you can get, they give you free stuff. That's what they always, I won't say always, that's what I've heard a lot of people lead with. I've worked with people to help them set up their organizations to try to help them get funding and things like that. And they'll come up with, I just got my paperwork today. I need a grant. Baby, they can't give you a grant. You ain't did nothing. You don't have no records. You ain't got, don't nobody even know you. What are you doing?
You know, I'm an instructor as well. I teach
Yeah.
adults. I teach adults, and I teach them entrepreneurialism. And being an entrepreneur teacher, being a serial entrepreneur myself. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have a nonprofit. I have two nonprofits. I have one 501c6, which is my chamber, and a 501c3, which is my the Lyrical Revolution, where I do my prostate cancer events through.
Oh, nice.
And understanding how these things work is a class within itself that nobody teaches.
Well,
Understanding how nonprofits work. Huh?
I'm gonna stop you right there, baby.
Please do.
People teach it, the people don't come to it.
Okay. Now, you're absolutely correct. You're right. Now, I don't see it enough.
Mm-hmm.
Or it ain't ran across my inbox yet, put it that way. Okay. Yeah. My one nonprofit I got back in 1992. Okay.
Oh, right.
It's got seasoning like a turkey's on Thanksgiving Day. But when I got it, it wasn't originally mine. It's changed names 3 or 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
It's been what you call that, suspended multiple times.
Yeah.
I had to go back and pay back taxes and do all that stuff. And then I finally got everything put together, and I was actually submitting for grants. I actually got a grant, but I couldn't collect on the grant because my DOJ was not in order. Now, why the DOJ in my business? Okay, $75,000 grant. My partner wrote and put it together, and we got the grant. And when they did our DOJ background, we hadn't paid in a couple of years. I didn't know the DOJ was even involved in this. But when you go ahead.
Is it the DOJ or the Office of the Attorney General?
Might be. I thought they were the same thing.
Attorney General, yeah.
Okay.
Well, know that either. My goddaughter told me. I was like, why is the Attorney General one?
Okay. And
we don't know.
I thought that when but because the grant was over $50,000, and see, everything changes when you go past 50,000.
It does.
Everything changes when you go. As long as you're getting 1,500, 2,500, 5,000, 10,000. Some people may ask you to give a report after the fact, and all this stuff right here. People don't understand this. They're giving you money. They want to know what you did with it too. Okay, they're not just gonna give you a check. Go have some fun. No. So, as I have been doing this for the past God knows how long, because I was not formally trained how to do it, I had to learn the hard way. Now I'm an expert, huh?
That's me too.
Now I'm an expert. Okay, I know the DOJ, IRS, everybody else involved. I know you got to pay your dog. I know what a 990 is. I know everything.
Oh yeah. And I wanted to say something too to your point. You said when you get over the $50,000 threshold. So, but with the backpack giveaways, a lot of us in our communities are cool with the stuff. And I get in-kind donations too.
Yes.
But when all you're doing, I'm gonna say, when one of your main things is like the backpack giveaways, even the turkey giveaways, it's less money involved, and so they're not reaching a higher level of what their nonprofit and organizations can be doing.
Right.
You see what I mean? And so that's why they get stuck. But the backpacks, they're people that give you that stuff without looking. They know you're coming. They know backpack time coming. Let's set this aside. And they have their corporate responsibility as well and all that. But they're not writing checks quite as much as they're giving away these school supplies. That's the game thing.
They don't have to worry about nobody embezzling no backpacks. You don't embezzle backpacks. You don't embezzle turkeys. You don't embezzle food. Okay, won't be no scandals behind no food. Worst case scenario, you might not give it away in time. But I'm glad we have this conversation because this is something that I hope people who will watch this video will understand. Yeah, you get a nonprofit. Mm-hmm. It takes about 6-8 weeks, depending on who do your paperwork and what you're trying to do and what time of year it is. Yeah. But get grants. Grants don't automatically come with a 501c3. You got to work for the grant.
You absolutely do.
You got to write the grant and know what you're doing. And you better not, you don't miss 30 seconds. The deadline is 5 o'clock. Don't come at that 5 o'clock in 30 seconds. You're done.
Especially now if you're online, they shut the whole portal down. Like you can't even.
Done. You can be loading up and then shut you down. Okay. So if you are not a very timely person and you think you're just going to do how you want to, oh, I'm going to call. No. They shut it down. It's over with. Done deal. Yeah, ain't nobody to call. So your event is on the 22nd of August at the Carson Community Center. It is the Urban Educators
Expo.
Okay. Now you say Expo, I'm thinking of vendors and things of that nature. What are we talking about?
We are talking about vendors. So I'm going to be transparent. The first year I did it. So this is the first, no, slow down, girl. This is the third year of the official expo. We had did the previous, appreciation thing. That first year, I think I had like 2 vendors because I was just burnt out. I had a team that wanted to support me to put the expo together, but I didn't know how to activate them.
Okay.
So we just, God's grace, but we pushed through it. So last year we grew, and this year I've been fielding calls today to get people out because I found a lady, they have a med spa, to help you. One of the things she said they work with, they do the massages and the lymphatic draining, but also help you work on that good A1C.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that sort of thing. I have a young lady who is, she makes cold pressed juice by hand. Like that's what she does to help you, do a juice fast to clean your system out and do all the things. We have a couple of personal trainers that come out. I have, like I said, the financial wellness people. I'm working on one of the insurance providers who does. I think they work with disability insurance for people who need. Some of the teachers don't make a lot of money anyway, so now you got to take off work, and so that builds another challenge. I can't afford to take off work. I'm barely surviving while I'm working. Right. So let me put you in the front of some people who they can probably do financial management, financial literacy, investments, and also with this insurance in case you have a need that you need to get some things done. And what I learned also too, which I did not do, and I was going to kick my own self, like when you're younger and you start paying these things, the more money you make, you're already situated and used to paying for your insurances and put money aside for your investments and savings versus trying to do that later on in your career is just more expensive. And so that's one of the things I like to do as well with the younger people in the profession. Start saving your money now. Don't spend all your money on this. Don't, do all these things. We also have the other thing that we're planning to have is people who can give them those continuing education units.
Okay.
So they'll take you up the pay scale, or for us, it's down the pay scale to increase your pay. Some people don't know how to find the things that they need. Some people don't. I'm sure you've encountered people who don't even know what they need. So they certainly don't know how to find it.
Right.
So we want to provide some of that, some of those resources for people who don't know where to go. Like they don't know where to go. They don't know who to ask, and they don't even know what to ask.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing. Mm-hmm.
Some
free stuff. We are doing our version of a giveaway.
Okay.
I got a huge, wonderful donation of some classroom decoration materials. We're just giving them out. Last year we got a donation of some clothes. And they had those big fires. Somebody had an event and the people didn't just show up. She's like, Karen, you want these clothes? Absolutely, I'm on my way. I just take the stuff and then, God help me figure out what to do later. So when the expo was coming up, I got the storage. I'm like, let's just get these clothes. We're at the expo. Okay. And then it dawned on me that just because teachers have a job don't mean they have money to buy professional looking clothes all the time. That's what I was thinking, because I'm a shopper. I'm a reformed shopper. But I've always worked 2 jobs too. Like I worked in a hair salon when I first started teaching. So my income situation was different. When I started teaching, I was still living at home. So my income wasn't that stretched. But for people who, like I worked with some folks, some Teach from America, those young people are coming from other states. You coming from Montana to come to live in LA?
Yeah.
That money, that ain't Montana money.
And you're gonna need some new shoes. Them cowboy boots ain't gonna work for long in Canada. You're gonna need some get them feet some air.
Some kids around that classroom.
Yes.
So we got those clothing donations, and them people lit up like kids at Christmas. And I didn't think much about it because I'm like, I just need to move this stuff. I got too much stuff here. Okay. And it turned out to be an amazing blessing for the participants. And so we are going to do that again, much to my PR lady's chagrin. She's like, that could be a separate event. No, I want them to get that here. Now I might do an additional separate event, but I just want educators and people who work with kids to come in there and feel an overwhelming sense of love and support. That's what I want.
Gotcha. All right, Karen, I respect what you do. I appreciate what you do. I'm not a teacher. I guess I am a teacher. I teach adults. They don't bring backpacks to school that much. Anyway, tell them about your event again.
We are the Urban Educators Expo is for people who work with children, not educators only. It could be, Lord Jesus, the nurses at the school, counselors, bus drivers, cafeteria workers, and all that.
Okay.
If they have interaction with your kid, we want to equip them with the things to say, you know what, this job don't suck. Somebody see me and recognize me and appreciate what I do.
All right. With that being said, we're gonna wrap this up. Tell them one more time about your event, where it is, what time, all that good stuff.
The Urban Educators Expo, presented by Transitions to Success, will be held on Saturday, August 22nd at the Carson Community Center from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
All right. Thank you very much, Karen, for doing what you do. Thank you for sitting with us for a while. In the meantime, folks, please subscribe to the Hub City Legend newspaper, the Hub City Legend newspaper, and the YouTube channel where this will be reposted. Thank you very much for watching, folks. Much love to you. I'll see you in the streets of Compton. Peace.
Welcome to Hub City Legend Podcast with Lonzo in command. Brought to you by Compton Entertainment Chamber, across the land. News and information, straight and uncut, we deliver. Real talk every time, sharp like a sliver. Like and subscribe.